was about what was it about? The AI algorithms and the way that the algorithms are showing up in our life in other areas, etc., and so forth. So I'm on the bus today, right? I bought a car. I worked really hard to purchase a car, and someone sold it at auto auctions. Stole it and sold it at auto auction. So I'm riding the bus this morning. Or not this morning, this afternoon. And I'm thinking about how it's possible that this bus that has GPS tracking could be calling his boss, his dispatch, and saying to this guy, I'm going to be a half hour late. Like, you guys know that I always say that suffering is not a requirement of the human experience. And that's like a perfect example. We have the technology. So trains are really long, and they don't just pop up out of nowhere. Like, they're on their track for a long time. So if a train is on its track for a long time, and it's going to be closing down a central crossing point where a bus that carries civilians needs to cross, we already have the technology to predict that and fix it before it's a problem. Literally. So it's like, I just am not understanding how problems like this are so problems. But, that's one example of very, very many examples, that I think. Have you guys, what's that movie with the guy from Pineapple Express? And some girl and her, like, normal, like, white-collar family go to his house because she's dating him. She's in college. And his house is, like, completely programmed for, like, AI involvement and, like, automation and tech. A smart house, but, like, smarter than anything you've ever seen. Oh, the voice of the girl from Big Bang Theory, Leonard's girlfriend, wife, her voice is the guy's, like, Siri, but that comes over the speakers in all the rooms of his house. Anyways, it's a fabulous, just realistic way to show what kind of things are capable by incorporating these smart technologies and by utilizing them to their capacities, their fullest capacities, to improve quality of life for all citizens and all humans, regardless of their ability to pay for it, their knowledge of it, etc., and so forth. And that's what I think that the automation will be, like, most benefit in certain situations like that. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready for work right now, and just had a bowl of chicken chili from the protein bar. And then I just wanted to come on here and, like, finish that thought that we were having this morning about AI and all of this stuff. I really am so thirsty for a digital team. It's not even funny. I want one so bad.
AI does
I
code
want
for
to
you.
like start this campaign.
AI writes code for you now.
So there's no more coders?
You don't have to take coding anymore. AI agent does it. You're speaking to the AI agent.
Anyways, Xavier's saying that you no longer have to know anything about code, that human beings are no longer like being taught code, that like AI is already programming for us now, and that no more human beings write code. If that's true, then why are they still sending people to college for coding?
Exactly. That shit's gonna be obsolete. Colleges will move online.
Well, whatever. Anyways, the point is, you guys, I've said this in many other videos. I'm going to bring it up in this one also. If anyone here is familiar with the app Airbnb, if you know about that app Airbnb, Airbnb is an app that lists properties for sale. I'm not sale, for rent, short-term vacation, and just short-term stay in general. And they have like month stays, things. They have like month stays and like other things of that nature, like day stays, month stays, 90-day stays. So you could stay for a while, but for the most part, they're like shorter term stays. And they have a way of Rolodexing these properties by the number of bedrooms that they have available, the number of bathrooms that they have available, their location, and their cost. So if we can do that, if we can Rolodex beds for profit, we can also Rolodex beds in a nonprofit way. So where we're used to in our current society, like dealing with people who are poor, having extraneous waits and really difficult time, going about things, Rolodexing everything in one place would completely eliminate that, because you don't have to hire employees to handle those types of things. That means the 311 sector would be essentially gone. There would be no gatekeeping. You Rolodex beds that are nonprofit, and you're doing all of this tremendous social service in preventing people from ever having to spend a single evening without a bed ever again, regardless of their ability to pay. And they don't have to be, as I said, for-profit properties. You don't have to force people who own Airbnb to give their rooms for free. That's not the solution. The solution is to take a certain percentage of all the available housing and Rolodex it in the same way that you would Airbnb. So, say for instance, I am in Miami and I have a fight with my boyfriend. I don't have to go through the drama of calling domestic relations, getting some sort of social worker to help me find housing, opening up a case, file charges. None of that needs to happen. All that needs to happen is I now have the ability to walk away and keep a roof over my head, which does a whole lot for the profit sector. Like, having to go through all of that DV stuff to get assistance, or like having to have, like, say for instance, you are a low-income parent or something, and you live paycheck to paycheck, and now you lose your job or you lost your income. Now all of a sudden you have no way to pay your rent in 1 week, like, so there should be solutions besides emergency funding and things of that nature. There should just be the same solutions that were written as apps so long ago. It's not just Airbnb that uses this algorithm. It's also Priceline and Hotwire and Hotel Tonight and all of these, Travago, I think it is, and the Hopper, Kayak, and all of these apps that are using the same algorithm to list beds for profit. This technology should have been utilized within our government 20 years ago for the purpose of Rolodexing beds for homeless, the needy, the poor. I myself personally believe that everyone should have more than just enough. Everyone should live in abundance and have amazing, fabulous memories and joyous experiences. And we should definitely utilize the technology that we've created over the years to minimize any displeasurable experiences or incredibly painful or torturous experiences. I think that pain could still serve as a barrier, but it would serve as like the extreme barrier. As soon as a person begins to feel pain, there would be AI or algorithmic corrections. For instance, if you feel pain because it's too cold outside, there could be some sort of algorithm that triggers you to increase your body heat creation. And this is the reality of where we are with technology. It's more doable today than it has ever been before. And I think that that's awesome, and really, really exciting. But that's what the AI is doing now. It's no longer a matter of, simple to explain or simple to teach lines of code. It's like so much deeper than that, With that being said, I still want to learn more. Even if it's like, prehistoric, knowing how to code, I still want to know how. I feel like there is so much to uncover with regards to that. And it can't be completely obsolete because 5 years ago, when all this began for me in 2020, if you guys knew me in 2020, I was an influencer I began influencing in 2015. I grew a tremendous following in 2015, but I was influencing in the nightlife, and I was influencing in promotions and like alcohol and things of that nature. So when I started doing that, and I learned, all of the technology that was available in marketing and business tools that were literally available for nothing at our fingertips with social media, I developed all of this other interest. And while all of that was going on, I ended that relationship with the other person who was on the reality show that I was on, and I ended up living in this beautiful Airbnb in Uptown. And while I was living in this Airbnb, one of my roommates was a programmer and coder. And he was an African person, and my other roommate was like a a capital investments fundraiser from a hedge fund, and they were looking to find lawsuits to invest in, so that they could get repayment. And so that was only 4 years ago that this guy was a full-time coder. So clearly coders were in demand at that time. I can't imagine that in 4 years the field is obsolete. Xavier, who told you that?
Tell me what?
That coding is being taken over by AI.
It was an article about the next step in ChatGPT. It's basically an agent. The next version of it is going to be an agent. About the next steps in the development of ChatGPT, and they said that the next step would be an agent. Full AGI, meaning smart AI. Automatic generative. Yeah, intelligence. Intelligence that has critical thinking. Well, that'll be exciting to see. As a creator, you don't have to do anything anymore. I can definitely feel, as the days pass, variations of my amount of control or a lack thereof. We're getting closer and closer to and I'm not talking about self-control. I'm talking about virtual reality. I mean, not so much virtual. It wasn't our choice. My part is all messed up. Would you mind throwing this in the trash for me, please? I'm gonna end this live, and I could just set it there and do it myself. Thank you so much. Where did I put this? So yeah. That's what I was saying, and then once you develop that, like once you get to the space in your mindset where you're able to say, well, we've always had these solutions, why haven't we been enacting them? And you like refuse to like beat around the bush with the answer.
then you start to feel like a hostage. It's like, you know. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to hop back on and talk about the AI a little bit. There's a magazine called Wired Magazine, and in that magazine, there's a lot of discussion of morals, ethics behind AI, and in robotics, there have actually been people overseas who have been discovered to have been using human bodies as robots. So that's what I would call having a line in, you know. Anyways, that's all. I hope you guys had a great day. We had a great visit with Weston. Every time I see him, it's a great visit. There's tons of weird stuff that has been continually unfolding. Numerous narratives running, I don't even know, parallel to each other. Like, just all of that has remained the same. I just say that everything is great because it's like I get so tired of talking about everything else. So we're moving on Saturday. Everything's okay. You guys have a great night.